Hey guys, welcome to Brickstars. Today we're going to be looking at reviving the Gold Crown Pink Knights from the legendary Yellow Castle. So we've done this a couple times already. Looking at this Yellow Castle, you can see these Crown Knights were probably the main characters of this castle. Their flag is on top, they've got their banners all over the place, and they were the most common minifigure in this set. So this is a really cool minifigure, kind of pink shield with the gold crown, gray accents, and blue torsos. And of course, this minifigure was brought back in Series 23, where it's referred to as the Knight of the Yellow Castle. So this looks to be kind of a costume minifigure of sorts. What's really cool is this horse handle thing that it comes with was actually a Lego toy way back in the day when they used to make wooden toys. So really cool to see that throwback, and this headpiece is awesome to use for MOCs if you're building stables or something like that. And of course we get an updated shield with this minifigure, and not just that, but a beautiful printed torso. They swapped the blue with sand blue, and you can see all the items that you get with this minifigure. Just really awesome to see. I love when they do things like this, and hope they do other old factions as well. In this case, like I said, they've updated the sand blue, and they've also brought back touches of gold, so really integrates nicely to see these colors. And so that minifigure, of course, is one of many factions in the castle. The Yellow Castle, you can see they've updated the shields. These three, of course, are currently available and were featured in the Lion Knights Castle. This one was not. It was part of the original. We've done a kind of modernization of it. Probably the religious undertones with the shield have kept LEGO away from bringing it back, but nonetheless, to get 3 out of the 4 is great. And like I touched on, we've updated the green chevrons. We've done the trefoils. These ones we've called the Maltese Cross Knights, and now we have the Gold Crown Knights. This is what we've named them, again referred to as the Yellow Castle Knight in the Series 23 minifigure set, but we didn't want to call them the Pink Crown Knights because it is a gold crown, and really, like, we wanted to focus in on the gold crown there. You can see it next to the other shields, and kind of our branding that we've done with this banner and the old school fonts. So what's cool here is, again, we've redesigned these factions one by one. So here we see our green chevrons redesigned. We've done the trefoils, and most recently we've done the Maltese Cross Knights, which we think looked great with this white, red, and touches of black and gray. And of course, this video is going to do the Gold Crown Knights. So the first thing we wanted to do was just get our color palette sorted. And really our focus was to stay with kind of more neutral, muted colors, the gray, dark gray, sand blue, and really use the gold and pink as kind of pop accents. Pink's kind of a tricky one to work with just because most of the Knight minifigures that we've received either use red, green, blue. It's not very common to use pink, so we've tried to incorporate that. You'll see in the design elements, of course, the shield that we received. We think it'd be great if we got a large shield format, the large oval format, so this looks awesome. And then we think it'd be great to see a little tiled flag piece, perhaps reminiscent of what the Yellow Castle had as well. And then, of course, if they could recolor the shields to use some more of the color palette. So this is it on the gray background, and we think it looks awesome on the sand blue. So it'd be cool if they brought back some sets, and these were kind of specialty shields in those sets. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The working class. This is something we haven't done in our previous redesigns, is kind of more civilian minifigures. This is simply a recolor of the Forestman torso that we've received, and we think it looks great in both pink and the sand blue. And you can see this flag piece here is what we'd imagine they'd have. So a lot of people will recognize the goat herder here, one of our favorite new collectible minifigures that we've received. So here he is in kind of the Gold Crown Knights kingdom. And then we get to the archers. So very simple. We just kind of have a crisscross torso that uses some more of that color palette. And we really didn't want to go too much with the pink. Again, we tried to use the muted color tones and really leave the pink to the shield and accent colors. But what we did want to make sure is using the gold armor pieces like we saw with the collectible minifigure themselves. And you can just get an idea of what it would look like if it was pink. Also looks pretty good. So I will say our favorite though is this sand blue version with the darker gray torso. We think this looks really sharp and would make for an awesome Archer minifigure. Next up, we're going to be looking at some knights. So the first one, very simple, is just a black falcon knight like we've done before. Just recolored this chainmail to gold and the gold features, but very simple, kind of a mandatory thing at this point that each series recolors the black falcon knight torso, but I promise we have more of our own redesigns coming up. We do think this minifigure looks pretty sharp though. The black with the sand blue and the pink ties together really nicely, and that gold armor looks really sharp. This one, we just used the torso that came with the minifigure itself, and some of you may recognize the leg print. This is from the Medieval Town minifigure. We think going from purple to pink works great, and this minifigure looks really sharp. So you can see him without the headpiece there, some nice hair, but really ties in nicely with the torso to have the pink kind of come down the legs. And this is a slightly different color, but if it was a bit darker it would tie in even better. And here we get a shot of him kind of rushing into battle with a smile. So again, the gold touches we think work great with this color palette. Next up is our first redesigned torso that we've done. So these pants are from the Kingdoms lineup. Of course, we've added touches of gold instead of the metallic silver, but you can see on the torso we've again kept it pretty muted with the grays and just have the shield front and center. What's cool is on the belt we've added the crown with a touch of pink and then some jewel elements where we thought the pink would work pretty nicely. And here's another view of our first knight. So really cool looking minifigure. Again, just love how the sand blue ties in with the gray. And here we have a more epic looking knight. He's kind of got more armor, again the same legs, but here he's got the chest piece in gold, a more muted crown, and our first look at what a big oval pink crown shield would look like. So we think this ties nicely with the regular triangular shield, but of course gives them another weapon or a defense weapon to add to their arsenal. Then we have the advisor. So this is a pretty cool minifigure. It would have been nice if he had some leg print, but we really like how this torso turned out. He's got kind of a more detailed chainmail with a little bit of gold there, some belts, and the crown. Again, you can just see that touch of pink there, enough to pay homage to the original set. And he features a dark blue cape, white beard, white hat. There's another look at that torso that we've designed. So we imagine this would kind of be the king's advisor, a right-hand man, someone with a lot of wisdom and experience, and really cool looking minifigure. And of course, the queen. This is a very simple minifigure that we just recolored, honestly. A torso that's been around for a while, but it's originally in blue. Here, we've obviously colored it to pink to go with the Crown Knights, but we think it works great. Nothing too crazy, but beautiful print and a much needed minifigure in any castle set. And last but not least is our king. So here we've got, a torso with chainmail, some of that sand blue there, and we've extended that onto the leg printing as well. You can see on his chest we've included kind of a breastplate with the crown, those jewels again, and we think this looks pretty realistic to what Lego would give us as a king. We've made him a bit younger with a beard, and we love this headpiece here with the crown. And you can see a better look at our torso design right here. So something simple, but we think it gets the job done, and it would look great if we received a horse to go with this minifigure as well. We tried to adjust this color to pink. This is an older style horse, but the flag here would be new. So you can see again, the colors, touches of pink with the blue and gray, we think look awesome. So that's our Gold Knights redesign. Another look at some of the torsos that we've got there. Pretty sharp in our opinion. And one thing we wanted to do with this redesign is bring back battle packs. So this is something that Lego used to do. You could see it was a great way to get 4 to 5 minifigures and collect some rare parts. And boy, do I wish we had these nowadays, but they were very affordable and an awesome way to build your army. And they had them for all sorts of different factions. So the skeletons, the dwarves, troll warriors, and knights. So we thought, how cool would it be if Lego brought back battle packs for all these factions? So we kind of imagine a Gold Crown Knights battle pack to look something like this. Maybe there would be one for the knights, one for kind of the more civilian minifigures, but this is something that we would just love to have. So we think this turned out pretty cool. And without much more, here are all the Gold Crown minifigures that we've designed. So from the peasants, kind of civilian figs, to the archers, the knights, the advisor, the king and queen. We would love to see some sets with this theme brought back and to see more of these minifigures show up in other collectible minifigure series. So that wraps up our Yellow Castle redesign. We hope you guys enjoyed this video and all the other videos that we've had. So thank you for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of this redesign, and stay tuned because we've got a surprise for our next redesign that we think you're really gonna like. So until next time, take care and see you later.